Hello everyone, welcome to CNA, the daily newspaper analysis. So today is 16th of November. Let's start the analysis of today. This is me and my relevant working experience. If you want to join our WhatsApp as well as our Telegram groups, you can join in via the links given in the description section below. Also, we are on with this IGP program where many registration has already come over. So if you want to book your slots just before your upcoming APSC CCE interview, so you can call us on our number 9127515541 or you can register by scanning this code below. This is the content of today. First key essay, bond of secrecy, democracy paid for in darkness, mainly saying about electoral bonds. Tarpisot, NASA ISRO prepare to launch joint space mission. PM Swanidhi scheme, India, US, 12 other IPEF members sign supply chain resilience agreement, and lastly, relevant prelims facts. So first key essay, former election commissioner Ashok Lavasa on electoral bonds, democracy paid for in darkness. Okay, so etu newsot etu karne ase because there has been a controversy surrounding the electoral bonds in India, that while most information about the funding process is public, the anonymity of the donor and the recipient as well as details about the bonds remains undisclosed. So yate lack of transparency kotha ahise. So যেতিয়া আমি electoral bonds বুলি কওঁ কি বুজো আমি? So this electoral bonds are a system which was introduced in 2017 by the way of financial blend and which was implemented by the union government in 2018. So therefore they serve as a means for individuals and entities to make donations to register political parties while maintaining the donor anonymity. Okay, so tar logot ami yate dekhisu je features bahut kita ase keneke ami paisa dibo paru. Okay, yate gutekhini ase. So EBs are issued or purchased for any value in multiples of 1000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakhs and 1 crore. So এই গুটে বস্তুখিনি ইয়াতে mainly ইয়াতে লিখা থাকে, and that is very important in association with the State Bank of India. So this is basically one major aspect of this is it is purely interest free. Erot kuno interest na lage. It is totally interest free. Okay, and therefore it can be purchased by Indian citizens or entities which are established within India. Okay, aru eta bahut important bostu here that it has got only a period of 15 days validity from the date of its issue. So ekdom importantly ei bostu to ami monot rakhibo lage. But today it has been said that the transparency in this funding of political parties of electoral bonds is not so adequate that we can see in the upcoming times, and therefore there is no accountability just because there is a absence of the donor or there is anonymity in this particular case. Okay, and therefore we can see that such number of less transparency or lack of transparency can be a factor which is directly affecting the unity and the democracy of our country. Okay, because today we all know that every Indian citizen has got the right to know, which is a part of the right to freedom of speech and expression under Article 19 of the Indian Constitution. Okay, so therefore if we have to implement this electoral bonds in the near futures in a very better way, we have to enhance transparency and we have to also enforce some of the stricter regulations for political parties to regulate and also to examine the donations regarding both its expenditures as well as the bonds in association with the donations. Okay, so ei bostu khini yate discuss kora ase. So you have to be very much well known about the electoral bonds and the recent associated terms associated with the electoral bonds. So gote likhi disu yate sai loba. Question di thoisu. Next, NASA ISRO prepare to launch joint space mission and to map the globe every 12 days. Okay, so NASA aru ISRO buli kole ami first ami janu NISAR, which is set to be launched for the first quarter of 2024 after a few tests, particularly those related to vibrations, and this has been referred by NASA officials. Okay, so jetia ami NISAR buli kau NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar. Okay, so this is the first radar of its kind in space to systematically map Earth using two different radar frequencies, that is L band and S band. and it is basically to measure the changes in our planet's surface less than a centimeter across. Okay, so a satellite to operate koribo for a minimum of 3 years and it will be also in the low earth orbit. Aru in nisar to a map koribo entire globe khonot every 12 days. So that are some of the very fundamental things associated with nisar. Okay, so expected to launch by 2024. Features ki ase 28 kilogram satellite hoy. Okay, tar pisot it has been also said that while NASA has provided the L-band radar, GPS, a high capacity solid state recorder, while ISRO has provided the S-band radar. Okay, tumaloke muk koa what is the basic difference between L-band radar and S-band radar? Ebi tumaloke muk comment section at koa. Okay, so yate what are expected benefits of nature? Earth science bhalke janim ami, disaster management control koribole bhal hobo, agriculture opor amar kam ahibo, infrastructure monitoring, okay, such as unplanned urbanization, oil spills, deforestation eblak ami monitor koribo parim, climate change opor ami kisuman control logabo parim, okay, aru impacts bur bujibo parim through this nisar. Okay, and this is very much significant for the India US relations. Recently at a 2+2 strategic summit hoise. Okay, 2+2 strategic summit ami kar logot koru hetu tumalake muk comment section at koa. Okay, US er logot to koruwe tar bahire aru kekhonman country logot ami 2+2 agreement ba 2+2 amar jitu strategic dialogue hetu ami koru. Okay, so 2+2 ami aru kar logot koru kun kekhon countries er logot koru hetu tumalake muk comment section at koa. Okay, so that is something in associated with this nisar tactic. Next, PM Swanidhi scheme. Okay, so Sonwal hosts interactive sessions with women street vendors. Okay, so Sarvanando Sonwal, basically from Assam, but today he is the Union Minister of Ports, Shipping and Waterways and also Ayush. Okay, so recently Guwahati more than 75 women vendors of log pale and had a fruitful interaction with the Union Minister, sharing their experiences on the benefits derived out of the loan available under the PM Swanidhi scheme. So PM Swanidhi scheme boli kole ami ki bujo? It is basically a central sector scheme, very important. Muk tumalage ako difference to koa what is the major difference between central sector scheme and centrally sponsored scheme. Okay, so Prime Minister or PM Swanidhi boli kole ami ki bujo? Prime Minister Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi, very important. Ketia launch hoisile June 1 2020. Okay, so already it has been said that more than 46 lakhs loan has been disbursed. Okay, aru yat main jitu purpose hoy it is to facilitate the working capital loan, to incentivize regular payment and also to reward digital transactions. Okay, aru a loan to without any collateral mane kuno ami fix ke kiba ta bostu ba matir kagoj ba kabar life risk to ketio yate nohoy because it is very much collateral free. Okay, so tar karone yat kisuman eligibility ase. Okay, supposedly the scheme is available to all street vendors which are engaged in vending in urban areas. Okay, so yate interest subsidy kotha ahe, credit limit extension kotha ahe. Okay, no penalty on early repayment. Okay, tar upor yate encourage kori ase digital transaction, financial inclusion kotha kori ase, capacity building kotha koi ase, more promotion of entrepreneurships. Okay, so ei kotha bilak ahi ase. So ita overall jodi moi abar kobole jao that what is basically a street vendor or hawker, etu mon rakhiba je any person who is engaged in vending of articles, goods, wares, food items or merchandise of daily use or offering services to the public in the street, footpath, pavement from a temporary build up structure or by moving from place to place, they are known as street vendor hawkers. Okay, so tekete bolok ami ki ko street vendor hawkers boli ko tumaloke mok kobo lage je today in our country we have nai boli kolo we have got around 50 lakhs people who are vending on the streets. Okay, mok tumaloke kobo lage je which state has got the highest number of vendors, which state has got the lowest number of vendors, and also which state is not identified with any form of street vendors. Moi ki kolo a vendors sobotke top state jot vendors sobotke beshi kunkhon state hoy hetu mok koa, sobotke kom kunkhon state ot hetu mok koa, aru eniko ekhon state koa jot a vendors bilak ami kotu dekhao na pa mane street vendors you cannot see. Okay, etu tumaloke mok comment section ot koa. Question টি হইছো চাই লবা next কি আছে India US 12 other IPEF members signed supply chain resilience agreement so etu mainly কি হয় supply chain resilience concept to কি হয় so in the context of international trade supply chain resilience is an approach that helps a country to ensure that it has diversified its supply risks across clutch of supplying nations instead of being dependent on just one or a few okay and what is the importance of it mainly যেতিয়া আমাৰ কিছুমান ৰিস্ক আহে নেচাৰেল হক or artificial হক or man made হক okay so এইবিলাক টাইমত এই supply chain resilience টোৱে আমাক কি কৰে it would help become dependent within a period of time okay আৰু এটো mainly কেতিয়া পৰা আহিছিলে mainly from the COVID-19 pandemic okay because at that time we have seen loss of life livelihoods and also the economies were badly affected and this pandemic has revealed supply chain vulnerabilities globally and also in this particular region okay so এই বস্তুটো mainly first আহিছিল জাপানত okay to reduce its dependence on China but today it is basically globally very much famous so why today this thing is very much popular in our country or why it has got significance to India because we have got border tensions with China we have got some of the trade deficits with China we have got some over reliance on countries like China for the products so আজি আমি যদি self reliance ত যাব লাগে then therefore it may pave the way for us to make us self reliant in every form of artifacts or wares that are essential for our survival okay so a agreement way Indo Pacific economic framework যেটো supply chain resilience agreement কৰিছে so this agreement aims to cut dependence on China and help shift manufacturing of crucial goods to member nations so etu korile amar ki hobo obviously it will help India's manufacturing competitiveness and will also increase the India's share in world trade and therefore there is a need to create an infrastructure base for a country like India that raises competitiveness from the respective exports that it is basically doing today okay so therefore if India turns tomorrow to be an attractive option for potential investors both as a market and as a manufacturing base it needs to accelerate progress in ease of doing business and also skill building তো এইখিনি কথা লৈ পেলাই আজি এই বস্তুটোত সাইন কৰা গৈছে তো ইটস ভেৰি ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট গোটেই বস্তুখিনি দি থৈ দিছো তোমালোকে এবাৰ চাই লবা and then go ahead with the questions next some prelims facts Trishakti Prahar so eto ki hoy so much anticipated joint exercise Trishakti Prahar recently began near the western border of Rajasthan in Jaisalmer so eto ki hoy joint involving Indian Army Indian Navy and the Indian Air Force so here no other country is basically involved so it is basically the display of coordinated military prowess which is known to be the Trishakti Prahar okay so gutekhini mili nai boli kolo it has got more than 25,000 to 30 members okay eblak nalage iman important hoy but mainly ami etu janibo lage aru ki yate ami besi weapons ba ami tanks ba ami যেখিনি আমাৰ জেটস হয় কি ইউজ কৰিছো এই বস্তুখিনি ইয়াতে জানিব লাগে আৰু এটো কোড হয় western border that is in Rajasthan in Jaisalmer তাৰপিছত Guardian 3 joint maritime exercise so the navies of China and Pakistan have kicked off their largest naval exercise in the Arabian Sea which included the first joint maritime patrol the Chinese official media reported on 13 November so etu eta joint response to maritime security threats kicked off the naval base in Karachi so Karachi korase near to the Arabian Sea okay so etu bostu eta mainly to counter some of the threats that is basically coming in from the sea side towards Pakistan or mainly also to annoy India in its neighborhood so eta exercise hoy so you have to know about all this next Sagar Kavach so it's set to unfold its strategic maneuvers along the Kerala and the Mahe coast okay and what is Sagar Kavach so it is conducted semi-annually is a collaborative effort with active participation from various central and state agencies showcasing a unified approach to fortifying India's coastal defense so mainly etu kihor karone ahe coastal defense or karone ahe okay aru etu two teams ot hoy attack aru defense that is blue force aru kun yate ase Indian coast guards ase Indian navy thake coastal police state police intelligence bureau customs CISF department of port department of fisheries lighthouse ei gute bilak yat homwa thake okay and it is basically a half yearly exercise with the objective to check the coastal security mechanisms and validate standard operating procedures for the upcoming time periods okay so that is one of the very essential thing in this particular area. আৰু এটো মেইনলি ইষ্টাৰ্ণ কোষ্টত হয় মেইনলি if you see about Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, UT of Puducherry, ইষ্টাৰ্ণ কোষ্টত মেইনলি এই বস্তুটো হয় okay but slowly and slowly we are focused much more towards going ahead with the Malabar coast also okay so eto important hoy you should know about all this তোমালোকে মোক অলপ কোৱা what is project 75 okay আৰু project 75 ৰ আন্ডাৰত কেইখন submarines আছে এই গুটে গিটাৰ নাম মোক তোমালোকে কোৱা okay and anything associated with project 75 so this is our academic team and our CNA team thank you all for today